Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So, William Scull, a Cuban based in Berlin in Germany, picks up the IBF super-middleweight title that Canelo discarded. I think Scull was the mandatory, and Canelo said, no, thanks. I'm not interested in that. What does he bring to the table? Nothing. So he gave the belt up, and Scull ended up fighting in Germany against a Russian who is based in the US called Vladimir Shishkin. Now, Shishkin is 33. Scull is 31. So neither of these is particularly young. Both orthodox fighters. I think Shishkin 2 inches taller, maybe. Trying to judge it, looking at it. Both were undefeated. Shishkin came in with 16 wins, 10 KOs, no draws, no defeats. Scull came in with 22 wins, 9 KOs, no draws, no defeats. Neither a big banger. And to be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, I had Shishkin winning. He didn't win. Scull won. He won a unanimous decision. 116, 113, 160, 112, and 150, 113. Okay, I don't agree with those scores, but it was that type of fight where I was sort of thinking, I don't know, did I make a mistake here? Because you do. Look, when I do these review videos, I never rewrite my own personal history. I do the videos sometimes 5 minutes after I watch the fight. And that wasn't the case with this because I just ran out of steam and I couldn't watch any more boxing. I had to go to bed. It was about 4 or 5 in the morning. So I watched it when I got up, not knowing the result. And it was, I think I gave the points, and it was points. There were points scored. It was one of those fights where, Scull was so conservative. And he's a Cuban with, I think, 364 amateur fights. And it shows because, he looks sharper. He's more eye-catching in his work. He lands sharper punches, but there are so few of them. And clearly he had more skill, probably more talent than Shishkin, but Shishkin was the one moving forward, looking, more industrious, looking to be more proactive. And I was giving him the very close rounds and a lot of them were very close rounds on that criteria. Now, if you're telling me, well, Scull landed the sharper punches, the more eye-catching punches, that's fine. You want to give the rounds to Scull, that's fine. Most of this fight was not very exciting. It was, to be honest with you, rather drab and dull. And I think a huge part of that was because one man wouldn't, which was Scull, and the other man seemingly couldn't, which was Shishkin. And I was giving it to the guy who couldn't because he was making more effort rather than the guy who wouldn't, who was just so unbelievably conservative that I just thought this is really, really quite dull for long periods. Now, it did warm up a little bit, just a little bit, towards the end, because I thought in the 11th round, Shishkin started to put it on Scull, and it was noticeable that Scull, seemed to be feeling the pace, and I'm thinking, well, it can't be his punch output. His arms can't be knackered unless he's tired of just holding them up. It must be all this movement he's doing. And Shishkin was putting on pressure. It wasn't, for the most part, very effective pressure, but he was getting in close at times, and he was roughing up and maybe making his physicality, making his physical presence felt on Scull, because Shishkin did look like a very, very big super middle, Not that Scull looked particularly, sort of light for the weight. I mean, he was a bit muscle bound. Maybe it was the old lactic acid built up. He was very muscle bound, but maybe the physical pressure did take its toll. I don't know. But in the 11th round, Shishkin got close and was mauling, and I think at one point he landed a great uppercut that really got Scull's attention. Now, in the 12th round, Scull looked really ragged. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened, what landed, but Scull's legs looked really weak, really weak. It's almost as if suddenly that previous 11 rounds of movement suddenly caught up with him, and he had a sort of a funny turn, to use the technical term. just sort of suddenly it went, oh, and he just wasn't moving very well. He was getting ragdolled and thrown from rope to rope, and you thought, what's going on here? What's wrong with him? Very strange indeed. But apart from that rather curious last couple of rounds, I didn't really think that. To be honest with you, I didn't really think either man deserved to win. Well, I suppose Shishkin made more of an effort, like I say, but when Scull was announced as a unanimous winner, I thought, look, you picked up a belt, mate. Well done. I'm not begrudging any fighter, that sort of achievement. Had this been in Russia, well, Russia is not renowned for its honesty with regards to a lot of things, but certainly boxing judging. But probably Shishkin would have got it. As it happens, the adopted Berliner, Ich bin ein Berliner, which was Scull, got a unanimous decision. I don't know. If this had been a draw, I wouldn't have cared. And to be honest with you, even though I think Shishkin might have edged it, I don't really care that Scull got it. They both look to me like B-level fighters. Not bad fighters. But if Scull gets in with Canelo, forget it. It's all over for him. He'll get smashed to bits. He won't, because even though he's got this belt, no one wants to see him. I mean, this was over in Germany and flew under the radar totally, because we had, certainly in the UK it did anyway, probably in Germany. I'll tell you what, there was a big Cuban contingent there in the crowd. They were waving their flags, cheering, and I didn't realise Germany had such a considerable Cuban demographic. And I don't begrudge Scull the victory, but not the most exciting of fights. Who else could he fight rather than Canelo? Well, Christian Mbele is considered to be one of the most exciting fighters at that 168 at the moment. Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe he'd bring out the fists and bring out a bit of excitement out of Scull. But I'm very curious about that ending to this fight, the way Scull was looking ragged. I think Billy might stop him. But what did you think? What did you think of this fight? Am I missing something? Did you have Scull winning? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I get it wrong, But I'm not I'm not rewatching this one again. You must be joking. If I was wrong, I was wrong. Fair enough. But let me know what you think. Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button. If you could do that, that would be great for us, because you're helping the channel out. It costs you nothing. It takes a second. Thank you. All right. So anyway, we've had a lot of boxing this weekend. Obviously more to come. We never sleep, do we, us boxing fans? But I hope you had a good weekend anyway, and much love to all of you, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.